I'm 5 News meteorologist Bella Grace here with your extended forecast. We are seeing that low pressure system that used to be Francine sitting over eastern Arkansas today. That's been lingering over the past day or so, and it's looking like it's not going to move too much for at least the next couple of hours into the weekend before things start to change. Here you can see how much moisture is really being pulled in from the Gulf of Mexico and sent into 5 country, even though it's going up and around through Missouri from our northeast. That's a lot of moisture that we're adding to the atmosphere, and it's not going to change too soon. Even as that low pressure starts to weaken and move away, we are getting a heavy inflow of moisture from that Gulf our way into early next week. You can see that low pressure. Kind of swirling a little bit, and we can actually see it on the surface map here, where we can see that stationary front now turn into a cold front as we've gone later in the day, sitting off to our south. That's sending in heavy clouds and a little trickle of rain or two, a few spots trying to move in over 5 country. We're seeing that across northwest Arkansas as well as the River Valley throughout this evening. A few very small spots, very isolated chances of a drizzle or two, most of us staying dry. What we're really watching for are the clouds that are just taking up a lot of our sky on our eastern side of both northwest Arkansas as well as the River Valley. As we go later into the day, we're going to try to clear those out, and you see that we'll get some clear skies by later on tonight. Might not be able to see the sun with that, but a little bit more of the stars tonight. Early tomorrow morning, we'll start to see some of those clouds working their way back in with a few isolated showers trying to make their way over. Now, that low pressure system should be a little bit further off to our east, so a lot of those showers are going to be popping off to our east central Arkansas, really not making it all the way into 5 country, but a few of those on our eastern side, Madison County, Carroll County, parts of Crawford and Logan, Franklin, Scott County. We could see a few of those trying to move their way in. Now, that's not out of the question. That's going to keep with us into about Sunday morning. Those clouds building back up. A better chance of some showers making their way into northwest Arkansas Sunday early in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock. We could see a few stray showers, but those fizzle out. You can see right as they start to move into northwest Arkansas. Not too many mature showers making their way into our area. We're just watching for a few little sprinkles, remnants of those showers that are happening off east. That chance continues into the late morning and afternoon. You can see those really bubbling in across I-40 and parts of the River Valley, starting to see those as well as we get later into Sunday afternoon. But we've got plenty of time before we see those, and even those going to be pretty isolated. One thing that we are watching today with these showers and that system off to our east that's really changing things up here in 5 country is the wind. We've been dealing with some strong and gusty wind throughout the day today. We saw that later yesterday as well. That's going to continue into tonight, into the weekend as well. We're seeing the strongest wind gusts in Oklahoma. You can see Sallisaw about 20 miles per hour by 8:30 tonight, 17 in Poto. You can see close to 20 in Fayetteville, 16 in Alma and Fort Smith. Some strong and gusty winds if you're going to be outside tonight. We calm down as we get into the overnight hours. Early morning, we're seeing not much of anything, almost calm until we start off our Saturday, 8, 9 o'clock. We start to see that wind building right back in. All of that coming in from our northeast, turning a little bit more east as we go further north, but just sending in a lot of that moisture that you saw kind of swirling around our low pressure system. So that's coming in pretty strong on Saturday. We're going to see that build up into the evening, back closer to 16, 17 miles per hour. Could see some 20s working their way in across the area as we get later into the evening. You can see Saturday, tomorrow, 9 o'clock, 20 miles per hour in Waldron, 22 in Poto. It's going to be a pretty gusty evening, and a lot of our day is going to be spent with these on and off wind gusts. Now, that's nice for the people who are trying to be outside, but it could become a little much as we get later into the evening, closer to 25 miles per hour in Rogers, Huntsville, Fayetteville. We are seeing those just strong winds take over. Things calm down once again for the evening, but they work right back in on Sunday. If you're headed out to the game on Saturday, tomorrow, it is going to be a pretty hot one. We're starting off kickoff at about 3:15 in the afternoon, so it's going to be around the peak heating hours of the day. What are we expecting? Well, some 80s for you. You're definitely going to be feeling those north winds coming in. They should be relatively light during game time, around 10 to 15 miles per hour, but those are building. The later we go, that's actually going to help us out quite a bit because it's going to be hot and humid throughout the day. So as we sit outside in that hot sun, because skies are going to be clear, as it looks like, mostly clear at least, we are going to be feeling very hot and humid, and that breeze will really help to cool things down for us. You can see that our humidity is no joke in Northwest Arkansas, continuing to build on that humidity. Luckily, the River Valley is getting a little bit of a break, especially around Poteau. We're dropping some of those humidity values, those dew point values, going down a little bit into tomorrow. So we have some good news out there, but we are keeping those spotty shower chances throughout today into the weekend and even the start of next week. We will drop those off around the middle of next week as we get some higher pressure to try and work in, but that's not going to help out our temperatures much at all. We're watching throughout the weekend in Northwest Arkansas, warming up into the mid 80s tomorrow. Here's what to expect, about 85 for our afternoon. So if you are headed out to that game, could reach highs around that 85 with those north winds. As we get into Sunday, like I said, those winds are hanging around, but you have a better chance of seeing a few isolated showers working their way in over the morning. Now, we're seeing that in Northwest Arkansas, especially on our eastern side. That's kind of favoring where those showers could pop up. Very quick isolated showers, but that chance is extending into the River Valley as well. You can see those temperatures in the River Valley are warming up even a little bit more. We're getting up into the upper 80s, 87 for both days, Saturday and Sunday, and you can see how those showers are starting to work in with a few more clouds. Luckily, Saturday going to be a pretty sunny day for us, so we get that to look forward to. That also means the heat is coming in. We're not seeing it really build in until later next week. Here's what we're watching. Not too much of a change until we hit Monday, and that warm air that's taking over the plains and the Midwest starts to head our way, starts to move into Northwest Arkansas and then into the River Valley as well, really warming us up in the middle of next week, towards the end as well. Pretty warm for us, even as we look further ahead, around 8 to 14 days out. So the end of September, we're getting there slowly. Well, it's going to be pretty warm. We're looking at an above average September for these next couple of weeks. We're going to keep up with these very warm temperatures, high pressure really taking over for our September. We can see that really building in over Texas as we get into the later portions of the week, and that's what's really fueling a lot of our warm areas here in the Midwest. And Arkansas is seeing a slight chance of some elevated rain chances. Not too much, we're near average, but a few of those very muggy and warm conditions could lead to some afternoon pop-ups, which might really bring us into the slightly above average range for those showers over the next couple of weeks, but we're not expecting any widespread rain, at least for a little while. You can take a look at these temperatures for the next 7 days here in Northwest Arkansas. We're going to get a little bit of a drop on Sunday where we see more of those showers, more of those clouds working back in, and then we work back into the high 80s, taking our time to really warm up through the 80s, about 88 on Thursday and Friday. We get to that later portion of the week, and it's definitely going to be a hot one. We're seeing even some 90s working into the River Valley. You can see 87 through our weekend, warming from there, breaking 90s by Wednesday, and then 92 on Thursday. Let's take a look at our 10-day forecast. Here's what we're seeing. We're 85 for tomorrow in Northwest Arkansas for our high. Those clouds slowly starting to push their way out. Better rain chances Sunday, lingering into Monday as well. So that's going to keep our temperatures down just a little bit, even though we are seeing more sunshine and that humidity is sticking around. We're just going to keep temperatures on the slightly cooler end for at least the beginning of next week, and then things start to rocket upward from there. You can see those temperatures starting to move through the mid 80s, peak around 88 on Thursday and Friday. Friday comes back with another little rain chance trying to work its way in. We're looking at a little system trying to peek its head into 5 country by the end of next week, but we have plenty of time before that. Looks about 30% chances of showers for next weekend. That's going to help to cool us down from these much warmer temperatures that we're feeling throughout this week. Going to drop us back towards the 70s as our high by not the coming Monday, but the Monday after, 10 days from now. The River Valley, we're seeing those 80s already working their way in. Those are going to climb ever so slowly up towards the 90s, peak on Thursday at about 92 before teetering their way down. You can see more of those rain chances coming in sooner for the River Valley. A lot of that moisture that's building up throughout this week when we're feeling hot and muggy is going to lead to a few more cloudy skies, a few more rain chances as we get into those later week afternoons. Next weekend, those really heavy showers seem to be holding off until Monday. 10 days from now, we have plenty of time. That's going to lead to a little bit of a cool down for us in the River Valley as well, dropping from those 90s into the low 80s. That's been your extended forecast. I'm meteorologist Bella Grace.